You kind of negated your second point when you showed a clip of me playing Malphite, and Malphite was running TP. But, sometimes we make rookie mistakes as the judge. Sometimes we make some rookie mistakes. It's okay. You'll learn. You'll get there.
Well, that was
your job.
that was a norms game, so that doesn't count.
Oh, so the norms game doesn't count.
It's true.
But the norms game counts for your evidence that you're using against me?
She might have got me. All right, order in the court. Order in the Tell us a little bit about yourself, Nango.
Oh, hi everybody. My name is Nangoroth. I am a newer-ish streamer. I started streaming in February for fun. I play League of Legends. I started playing in November, and I was a Teemo OTP, but I've recently switched to a Quinn main because Teemo. Yeah. So I mostly play the game for fun. I'm not super good, but I have a good time playing. That's really all. I hope you guys are doing well.
Cool. Well, thanks for that little intro. For everybody that can see it on the screen, we've got her. She's on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, so be sure to go check her out. If you guys want to hit her with a shout out to Nango, so that way people have the link to her stream. Okay, so as I said before, what we're doing here is we are doing gamer court. So Nango has been charged. Here's the charges that are being presented against her. I'm going with in-game toxicity in the 2nd degree. We've got some evidence against her that we're going to go through. We've got a couple witnesses. So what we're going to do now is slide over to the gamer court scene. All right. So we got everybody here. So Nango, let me raise the volume on these guys, and you can do a quick introduction on your witnesses real quick.
So I have 2 witnesses today. One of my witnesses is Jace MC, who you guys all know. He is a mod in my stream. He is an OTP Jace player, although nobody knows why. A great friend and a good person, so hopefully he's not mean to me, but nobody ever really knows what's gonna happen. And my second witness is Is it him? Filio. Filio is another great friend of mine, a great dude. Definitely, check out both of their streams. They're great people. But yeah, he is a jungle main who plays the Mundo and the Rammus and the Weir and the Warwick and all of those. So super versatile, super cool dude. Check them both out. Maybe they'll be nice, maybe they won't. We'll see.
Okay, great. So, thanks guys for coming on with us tonight. As we stated, we're going to address this case here. As I am judge and prosecutor, I'm going to be presenting the case a little bit, and you guys can sit back and listen to what I'm presenting as evidence against Nango. Should you guys feel the need to speak, we have a bailiff in the chat. Cinnabuzz will serve as our bailiff. I've got my gavel here just in case you guys need to be disciplined. But we're going to get going here with the actual charges against her. So I've got a slideshow here we're going to bounce over to, and you guys can follow along with me here. Let me see here. Let me move Nango so that way she doesn't block the text like she always does. Okay.
Already in the way. I just got here.
Yeah. So we're saying Nango is guilty of in-game toxicity in the 2nd degree. And what do I mean by that? So my evidence against her is that she's unreasonably positive in ranked games, which we all know as League of Legends players, ranked games are meant for a toxic environment, and you have to be ultra focused and get pissed off at the littlest things. Quite simply, Nango just doesn't present that personality of the regular ranked League of Legends person. What goes beyond that is her tendency to run Ignite on pretty much every single champ. Now, one thing is, Nango plays top lane, okay? Now, everybody knows if you play top lane, teleport is the way to go, and it's almost needed on every single champ. She never runs teleport, okay? Never. And so, one might say it's her champ pull, but I would argue that it's simply she's being toxic and being selfish and running down her lane only and playing for herself only. And to me, that's toxic. And then finally, the last bit of evidence we're going to look at is her champ pool. Okay? I mean, what could be more toxic than a little rat that spits poison, right? We're talking about Teemo, the global taunt champ himself. And if that's how these are the champs she's going to use, and you know, it gets even worse, guys. When she's off rolling as a support, I want you to take one guess at who she plays. Guess who she plays and support role. Who's the most toxic support you can think of? Okay, well, just because we don't have any guesses yet, Yuumi. Okay, I mean everybody hates how Yuumi can just sit on champs and just sit there and get the free ride, and you know, you can't hit him. So it doesn't get much toxic than that. Just kind of saying here, credential wise, to say I am authorized to run this here game report before we go forward. I'm an attorney in real life. Okay, am I a judge? No, not a judge. So am I maybe the most qualified streamer to be doing this? No, probably not. But that being said, we're still gonna get this done tonight, and we're gonna pursue with these charges against her. So my first bit of evidence against her, we're gonna look at some clips. Now you guys are gonna love these clips, okay? These embody a toxic player, right? I mean, when we're looking at it, when you're playing with a teammate, you want your teammate to know what they're doing with that champ and know exactly what they're about to do in a fight. Here's a good clip of Nango.
What you guys think? Yeah, this is a good idea. This is a good idea! Was that a good idea?
Now listen to this. We're gonna run this clip a few times.
No! Just push buttons!
Look at poor Nango here. She's in here just blasting this enemy team head first.
Yeah, this is a good idea.
You can tell by her comments she has no idea what's happening.
Was that a good idea? Was that a good idea? I don't know. Just push
Okay, so that's just clip one, alright? Now, here we go. I've got one better for you guys.
Is that how you're supposed to
This is a showing of her.
I have to have the runes ready for when I get in. The best thing about me is I know nothing about rune pages.
There. If that's not an admission to guilt, I don't know what is. Right here, her saying.
I have the runes ready for when I get in. The best thing about me is I know nothing about rune pages.
That's admission of guilt, not knowing exactly what she's doing with runes, and just running whatever she feels like in games. And then finally, here's an example of her playing the toxic support that I mentioned.
I did accidentally take flash on Yuumi though, and it was disgusting. Hey, it's Gothic Girl. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on into the Zen
Look at
Den.
this. Yeah, everybody knows
Times 2, I guess,
at the
'cause
beginning
also
minutes of the
gifted
game,
sub.
you
Thanks
should
for
be
the gifted sub, friend.
checking out the enemy team, scouting out things.
Thank you for the.
And Nango's out here flashing heart signs at people.
Okay, let's freaking go. Guys, we're getting closer to the 400.
So we got some clips showing evidence of in-game toxicity, not playing the game, the classic game League of Legends the way it should be. And going back to her Ignite over TP. All right, this is a good screenshot of all her games. Now I've been told that Nango was on an off day here, so ignore all the red. But what we're gonna look at here is the excessive amount of ignites. Okay, for starters, I will argue that it is toxic to run flash on D. Okay, we all know that. But second, she runs ignite in every single game. Every single game. And then finally, my last argument for her being toxic is this champ pool. So if we take a look at this champ pool, we've got her 2 accounts here. Don't get me wrong, these are incredible win rates. I'll give her that. But Teemo, 155 games played on this account, another 16 on here. And then Quinn, we've got her playing almost 60 games of Quinn. And these are probably old, so she's probably played another 100 games of Quinn by now. And then we've got Yuumi, you know, the most toxic support that just gets to free ride and doesn't even have to take flash. So as you can see from her champ pool, remember guys, this is a top laner. Okay, we've got a top laner here that's playing range champs. When everyone knows top lanes for the melees, it's for tanks, it's for bruisers. And I would argue that Nango is indeed toxic by showing her champ pull. And then we got this one Master Yi game just to show off a little bit. So, okay, so that is my case against Nango. What we're gonna do is, for starters, we need to check in on Nango and find out, Nango, to the charge of you having in-game toxicity in the 2nd degree, how do you plead?
Plead absolutely 110% not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, do you guys hear that? So she thinks she's innocent. So this is what we're going to have to do here. We've presented a case against her, and what we're going to do now is we're going to have Nango call on her witnesses, and they're going to have a chance to pretty much voice their opinion on the evidence against her, and defend her to the best of their ability, or if they want to throw her under a bus, that's fine too. But but we're going to let them speak and defend her, and then from there we're going to have Nango even defend herself. So what we'll do now is, Nango, if you would like to, let's have you call your first witness to the stand, and I'll let you pick which one you want.
I don't know why I'm picking up the mic. This is awkward.
It's really awkward. I wish you'd put it down, but what can we do?
I would like to call Jace MC to the stand.
Hello, it is me.
All right, thanks,
do I need to introduce myself here or no?
Well, first, let me, I forgot this little slide a little bit. Let me show off our witnesses. So we do have, so that way you guys are knowing what's going on here.
Okay.
We do have Filio and Jace. So Filio is a Twitch streamer as well. He's a Platinum Jungle main, and he's a friend of the defendant. Jace, who is the first witness, he's a Diamond Jace one-trick pony, and he is a moderator for the defendant. So with those in mind, you got to realize both these witnesses are tainted. So you have to take their opinions with a grain of salt. So let's kick back over to Nango and let her give her best shot at questioning or asking the witnesses for their opinions and see if they can help me out.
I have to ask things?
Well, I mean, you can just have them testify on your behalf, whatever you want to do.
Well, first, Jace, could you say a couple words about said defendant and what you think of her non-toxicity? The floor is yours.
Thank you. It's a nice floor. I will say that anything she says in game, she says with the intent of bringing out the best from her teammates. She wants to make sure she encourages them in order to stay in the game, try hard, make sure they don't lose, don't tilt, nothing like that. She wants them to play to the end, win the game, do the best they can. And if they get tilted, they're just having a bad day. It's not her fault.
Okay, so that's kind of what you're doing there is you're defending that her in-game positivity is acceptable. It's not a means of just taking the game not very serious. What do you have to say about her other evidence against her, about the Ignite and the toxic champ pool that I've presented?
I think Ignite is pretty fine in solo queue for top lane on certain champions, Quinn being one of them, because Quinn after level 6 is just so fast, she doesn't really need TP to get around the map. And Teemo, if you don't have Ignite, you just auto lose 1v1. So I feel like you kind of need it to not int. So I can see it being justified. That's not so troll. Also, solo queue is kind of a selfish environment. You got to make sure that you can actually get yourself ahead so you can carry your team and help them out. So if you can't do that with TP, like what's Teemo gonna do with the TP? Just go over there and int?
He's gonna flank him. He's gonna use his invisibility and flank him.
You TP to the bush and you stay there invis so you can get a really good look at your teammate as they die. And that's the play. But I think Ignite works for the two champions she plays. Not too troll.
All right, I think I could accept that. But what about her champ pool in general? Are we gonna sit here and pretend like it's not the most toxic champ pool you've ever seen?
I mean, Teemo is literally toxic, but barring that, I think that the champions themselves aren't super toxic anymore as far as like the whole range thing. Because with Doran's shield, second wind, bone plating, stride breaker, winged greaves, there's so much movement speed and gap closing in the game now for melee champions. It's actually pretty hard for range champions to get through the mid game without just like inting and just getting stat checked. So I don't think it's as bad as it used to be.
Let's remember, audience. This is a Jace one-trick pony talking, okay? He's a little bit biased as far as range goes, okay? So take his opinion with a grain of salt.
This is the Jace player that it used to play top and then left top lane because he got tired of that crap. I play mid now.
Oh,
Because that
okay.
gets broken up there.
All right, we got a little bit of balance there of melee and range. I get it. All right, well, he's made the case for on behalf of Nango. While I think all of his arguments are pretty pathetic. That's what I'm gonna say. That being said, let's see what Philly has to say about all this.
All
Rejection, inflammatory. Hey, damn, you calm yourself down in the chat, or I'll get the bailiff on you.
I'm listening. I'm here.
All right.
And I'm upset. The truth shall prevail. Let's bring it on. Bring it. Mr. Judge, question number one.
All right, I want you to present what your defense is on behalf of Nango regarding her positive attitude and the clips I've shown as evidence. How is this not toxic? Her ultimately just being happy and having fun.
Toxic.
How is what?
Maybe she should have landed it further away. Seeing, I'm gonna say it the way it is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Even I'm just platinum, but sometimes seeing a gold player, seeing a bronze player, seeing a silver player, sometimes people don't know what they're doing. Sometimes maybe being 90% of the time, but it gets done. It gets that dub, and she got that dub during that game.
Did you get that? I didn't check that game, but we're gonna have to assume she lost.
We're not gonna check it. Just trust me.
Okay, all right. Well, what about the clip of her just standing there dancing in a bush pre-game? As a jungler, aren't you?
Bush by herself?
What's that?
Is Yumi gonna stand in the tri-bush by herself? Is that
Well,
what
shouldn't
Yumi
she be
does?
scouting things out like a good support? I mean, as a jungle main, I would think that you, of all people, would want vision.
You said it yourself, Mr. Judge. Yumi gets a ride. So if her ride is not in that tri-bush, what does she do?
I think she leaves it.
What does she do?
Bailiff, I'm going to need you to give this guy a warning. We've got a hostile witness here.
I think the Jets feels threatened.
I'm listening. What's your next question?
Okay. The next bit of evidence against her. We've got an Ignite-only top laner. Is it not reasonable to think that if someone plays top lane, they need to have TP in their arsenal?
They need. So when Teemo TP's bot side, what does bot do?
They win.
They kill Teemo.
No.
They kill him. Like if Teemo TP's bot, what's gonna happen?
He gets a 3v2.
And in 3 seconds the shroom's gonna explode. All right, and Jace covered the fact that Ignite on Teemo without Ignite Teemo's fish out of water, unless you're IPAV. But none of us here are IPAV.
No,
IPAV's built different. If you don't know who IPAV is, you have no business being in this trial. That's number one. And number two, Quinn TP, she don't need TP.
Doesn't she need to get back to lane fast after she's left it so much?
So, being a diamond player, I would expect that Mr. Judge knows that when Quinn spawns, is she a bird or is she on her two legs?
Okay, he makes a good point, but he also makes a point. He also called me a diamond player. Let's be clear. I'm a former diamond player. Okay, I'm washed up now. Let the record show that I'm trash now. That being said,
show you some respect, Mr. Sillionaire. I tried to show you some respect.
I appreciate that.
I'm all yours.
I would like you to speak on the last topic then. As a top laner, how is it not toxic to be playing champs like Teemo and Quinn? I mean, we're talking about two non-meta champs that simply sit in lane and poke you and annoy the heck out of you. They're not beefy. They're not tanks. They're not bruisers. I would argue they don't take towers fast. So what is this champ pool?
So, sorry. Just non-meta meaning like we don't see them in the LCS? What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, they're not even, top tier champs right now.
Oh, top tier.
Yeah.
Top tier. Okay. Sure. But last time I checked, we did have some challenger and some grandmaster streamers that played these champs. So these champs are playable for OTPs, such as Jace mid. It is a thing. And Jace is damn good at it. Jace is damn good at it. I'm just saying. He's shaking his head, but it's a no of like, Phil, you shouldn't have. But I'm gonna say it. So playing these champs, these range champs, some players are comfortable with kiting. Some players are comfortable with gauging that distance, that critical distance between them and their opponents. And that's what a champ does. A player does. Leave him be. Leave him be. Leave him be. And last time I checked, part of the argument was that taking towers quickly.
Yes.
What about objective control with mushrooms, with vision, with the Quinn W? And the number 2, Sanguine Blade Quinn, rips turrets.
Rips turret.
Rips turrets apart. Oh, enemy team's coming. WR away. Why need TP when you can be a bird? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, those are all legitimate arguments. But I think what matters even more now is we need to turn to Nango to get her to defend this evidence against her, to prove that she's not toxic.
Oh, hello. Nango. Sorry, I was just listening to Phil. I was really in the zone, but we are.
Yeah.
So, number 1, what was the first one? Oh, my positivity. Listen, if you want to see how positivity, not being positive, can lose games, all you gotta do is bring back up that slide where I lost all those games in a row, because on that day, I was not in my normal positive self.
Let's take a look at this. Go ahead.
My mental was a little bit rough that day. We had IRL things going up.
Oh, man.
We thought we should queue with IRL things up, and you know what happened? We didn't carry games. We didn't. But as the judge rudely left out of the evidence, if you would have scrolled back slightly, you could have seen the 6-game win streak.
Oh, these little guys over here?
No, that's old. Those are months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what she's talking about.
If you would have scrolled back, you would have saw the win streak in which my mental was so good that I was telling my team, good job. I was saying, you guys are making great plays. And you know what that does? It keeps your Yasuo from just being like, nah, man, I'm not playing. And just going AFK. You know what that does? It keeps your support to be happy because someone's actually recognizing the support as a champion on the team instead of being like, ADC, good job, ADC, good job. And the support's like, bro, where am I? And that's what wins games. So you know what? If I have to keep being positive and not take rank seriously to make sure everyone else in the game feels confident in their abilities, I'll do so. On to point number 2, Sir Judge. In point number 2, you came at me? You came at me for taking Ignite on my champion?
Yes.
Excuse me, if you could just, I don't know, look at, apparently you're on Team PMA and you're somehow ignoring the biggest PMA streamers? He said Manco won who? Does Manco 1 take Ignite on Teemo? Is he Grandmaster? I don't know. I don't know if he is. I guess not. I guess that you're just ignoring him as a human. I wonder how he feels about that. And Quinn AD, are we ignoring Quinn AD? Quinn AD's Ignite? You know what you do with that Ignite? You get that kill. You get that kill level 3. You put that top laner so far behind, they're out of the game. It's a 4v5. And then it's like, oh, you didn't have a bruiser top? You didn't have a bruiser top? Well, neither does the other team because they're out of the game. Moving on to your next point. I don't even know what your no TP
right
point
here.
was. I don't even know why we brought up no TP. Oh my goodness, that pains me. Anyways, moving on. We're moving on to these champs. So, in the wise words of Sir Quinn AD himself, Quinn is the most versatile champion in the entire game. And I don't know who's gonna argue that. Don't you want someone on your team that has a main who they're comfortable playing in almost any position? Quinn jungle, it's making a comeback. Quinn mid, completely possible, run electrocute. Quinn top, you get the other team out of the game. You help your team out. Quinn ADC, actually, Quinn ADC is actually kind of getting good again. And also, not only are you the ADC, you can E away from people to reposition yourself in the game. You take Gale Force and E, you're just a champion. You're everywhere. You're in those right spots. Quinn support, maybe not the best one, but I guess that's where we bring in the Uni that we're
Oh no!
Poor little cat. Poor little kitty cat. But you know, I just feel like that champion has so many good places she can go. So many things she can do. Does she need TP? No, she's flying there. She's a vibe. Teemo? I don't even know, man. Have I maybe left Timo behind a little bit? Maybe. But is he not a wonderful champion? Do we not want our objectives that Filio so kindly mentioned? Do we not want to put our shrooms all over the map so that ADC, who you get that shutdown on because they run into a shroom, do we not want that for our team? Because I think that we do. I really do. I don't know, man. I don't know what you want me to say, but I just feel like you forgot about me. Also, you kind of negated your second point when you showed a clip of me playing Malphite, and Malphite was running TP, but you know, sometimes we make rookie mistakes as the judge. Sometimes we make some rookie mistakes. It's okay. You'll learn. You'll get there.
Well, that was that was a norms game, so that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Oh, so the norms game doesn't count.
It's true.
That, but the norms game counts for your evidence that you're using against me.
She might have got me. All right, order in the court. All right, order in the court. We've got a hostile defendant now.
On our Bible. The judge did not swear on no Bible today.
Okay, so coming back to the ultimate charge here. All right, so we've had it now. Sorry. Let me compose myself. So now that you guys have had a chance to hear the charges that are brought against Nango. Okay, so in this charge of in-game toxicity in the second degree, we presented evidence that she's been unreasonably positive in games. We're just gonna cut that part out because we just said she was playing norms in that. So and hold up. Okay, and then the second bit of evidence is that she runs only Ignite in the top lane, which we all know top laners need TP, especially to get behind as a team up. And then last, we talked about her champ pool, right? We talked about how her champ pool is actually toxic with Teemo, with Quinn, and with Yumi, and then, one game Master Yi, but we won't talk about that. But with all of these champions that she plays, they're all champions that, if you're a top laner, what do you hate more than top lane than anything else is range, right? Getting poked. And then, when you're playing the bot lane, you get that support Yumi. Nobody likes that. So, based on that, and we're gonna slide over to the defendant and their witnesses. They've all had a chance to speak. Filio and Jace had an opportunity to present their defense against these claims. I thought they did a great job. I mean, they're wrong on all accounts, but they did a great job. And same thing with Nango. Now, that being said, I think we've had enough discussion over these topics. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna roll a poll out for you guys, and let me get that set up real quick. I mean, I have it set up, okay? It's not a rookie judge mistake, I promise. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna open that up for you guys to vote, because at this point in the hearing, you guys are gonna be actually the jury. So what this means is you guys have heard the evidence, you've heard the claims against Nango. And what we need you guys to do now is to vote. And so we're going to do a 4-minute poll. So we've opened a poll, and you can use the commands !vote yes or vote no regarding is the defendant guilty. So if you vote yes, that means you find her guilty. If you vote no, you find her not guilty. Now, just so you know what's at stake here. Just so you know what's at stake here. Nango could be held, if found guilty, she could be held liable of gifted subs due to her community. Okay? So, if found guilty, she could be liable since we're doing in-game toxicity of the second degree, it can go as high as 10 gifted subs. Now, if she's found not guilty, you guys get off maybe a little. She gets to make it out without having to give to her community subs. So We got another few minutes for everybody. We got a. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. What is happening right now? Well, that's awkward. You hate to see the judge take his shirt off. Thank you for this.
It lines right up over you too. It's perfect.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Or do you hate to see it? Maybe everybody love to see that. Love to see this judge's robe come off, wouldn't you? So anyway, on that note, you guys get your votes in. We got 2.5 minutes to go. In the meantime, we are going to let Nango and the two witnesses, Filio and Jace. We're gonna let them speak a little bit, maybe even make some little closing comments about what they thought about this, and if they want to make any last second pleas to the audience to vote a certain way.
One thing that I will add, Brett mentioned before, on the TP counts, there
Mm-hmm.
are champions that are used in the high elo often, like Shen, who have global ults that can get them around the map very quickly, and they take Ignite, and that is meta. So just keep that in mind.
I could accept that because he has a TP built in, but I don't know if Teemo has a built-in TP. So,
well, no, not so much Teemo, but Quinn. She has like a pseudo TP.
I could take that. I could accept that.
About all I got there, honestly.
That's all he's got. Just remember, guys, though, this is a moderator for Nango speaking. Okay, then a moderator. He is tainted.
In my defense, I was conscripted. I didn't really get a choice.
Hey guys, don't out me like that. I would never take you down. Shit, come on.
Everybody's getting outed. All the truth is coming out.
Yeah.
Next trial's until.
While we're on this topic of a toxic champ pool, how does everybody feel about Jace? Do people like Jace, or do people get it? I mean, do people hate Jace? What's the not the streamer here? I'm talking about the champion.
I love Jace personally. I think he's a good champ.
All right, what about you, Ophelia? You got any last comments
Well, listen up.
to help Nango? Because let's be honest, she's getting a little beat up right now.
I'm not even necessarily going to be defending Nango. Like, part of the proof that you presented for toxicity was also counterproductive towards your claim. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Saying that Nango is toxic for not taking TP, and then showing a video that she had TP.
You might be there. Okay. Bailiff, we're gonna need you to we're gonna need you to get rid of him. So yeah. Anyways, does anybody else have an opinion on the matter? Okay, we'll let him back in.
Put me in.
Okay.
Put me
Okay.
in.
All right. Well.
All right.
Guys.
All right. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Non-toxic.
Non-toxic.
Fun. Have a good time. Viewer games. Everybody's laughing. Some people are playing Warwick with Sanguine Blade top. He's got 2 thumbs, and it looks like this guy. Having a good time. Having a good time.
I gotta talk about that one later.
How we divert. How the court tries to muzzle me, and then the court tries to divert. But what about Jace? Is Jace a toxic champ? Whoa. This is like going back and forth here. Non-toxic. That's my statement. That's my statement. I'm gonna stick by it.
Okay.
I'm done here.
Let the record show this court is not one of equality, and I am the end all be all decision maker. So I do mute people if I want to mute people. Is mine wearing pants? Yes, you'll never know. You'll never know, B-Man. All right. Well, the poll is done, but let's get one last bit from Nango to see what she's got to say as far as pleading her case, knowing that her future's already decided.
Well, I won't be streaming until next Wednesday, so I can take time to really think about what I've done and come back and maybe add Vayne Top in, baby. Vayne Top with no TP.
Oh my gosh. I don't think we
not-
can handle this.
We will hype up our teammates.
Oh my
We will
goodness.
play all the ranged top laners. Who's it gonna be? Senna? Am I gonna play Samira? I don't know. Guess you'll have to come to stream to find out. Also, Like, come on, man. Timo be toxic, but that's who he is as a person. That'd be like me coming at you and be like, lawyers suck.
Hey, now,
so
now.
mean.
That's
You're
going
coming at
too
Timo
far.
like,
That is
"You're
going too far.
toxic."
I think
Timo's
he's
like,
making
yeah, I was born this way, bro. I was born this
Gosh,
way.
dang it. Okay.
Just like you came out of the womb as a lawyer.
I did. I came out of the womb as a lawyer, and I was holding this gavel when I was just an infant child. But, whatever. All right, guys. Here's the outcome.
This is pain.
This is amazing.
There was a 63.64% of the votes came in as yes.
Honestly, I
Guilty.
thought it was gonna be higher.
Hey, there you are, Killionaire. How you doing, man? We have the same almost name. Yeah, so anyways, they found her as guilty. And like I had said before, toxicity in the second degree carries a punishment of up to 10 gifted subs. Because I think Nango did a great job defending herself, and her witnesses maybe did a halfway decent job. Well, one of them. The other one tried to assault me in public in front of you guys, and I don't really appreciate that. But that being said, I'm going to lower the punishment, and what we're going to have her do is she now owes her community 5 gifted subs to come halfway and give her a second chance. This is more or less a warning.
Oh, okay.
More or less a warning, so she can slap on the wrist, let her get away with it. Maybe next time, if she learns, maybe next time she only gets a little less punishment, a spanking of sorts. But what we'll do here is next time she's on, or whenever she feels like it, she will get to you guys with 5 gifted subs. Now if she doesn't, you guys come back and let me know. And
Boo! I agree, Rick.
hey, you calm it down. All right, I'm about to mute her.
Rick,
Okay. Anyways, but thank you guys so much for coming to this first ever hearing of Game Report.